So, I'm sure all of you are very aware of what's going on in Paris right now. And there are probably a million videos on, YouTube talking about it. I guess this is going to be a million and one. Um, but I'm mostly going to focus on not on Paris itself and the tragedy of Paris or the situation in Paris, more about just the American society after the tragedy of Paris. Um, so, again, as you probably know, there were terrorist attacks in Paris, and since that day, which I believe was Friday, most like 90% of America has changed their Facebook status photos to the Paris flag. The world has basically lit up their monuments saying they support Paris in this time of like great, great tragedy. And it's great to see people, coming together to support, a country after this horrible, again, horrible tragedy. But there's also the backlash from people who are asking, where was the solidarity in other times? And I guess I'm one of those people. You see, when a Western country has a tragedy, everyone's so quick to say, oh, pray for, Paris, pray for the US after 9/11, but they don't think about supporting other countries that are usually less developed that have the same issues. I want to say it was around April. Um, a Kenyan university had a bombing, and like 100 over 100 college students perished, but there was no Pray for Kenya. And it's not necessarily Americans' fault for not supporting, but it's more the media's fault for not telling us. And I get it. Paris and Kenya are two completely different countries, and we're clearly more supportive of Paris just than they're more like us. But I don't know. A human life is still human life. I don't know. I guess I don't understand like why there's such double standards. Western, you're so quick to support Western countries, but when it's people in Kenya or different parts of the Middle East or Mexico, Latin America, they just overlook it. So yeah, I just don't understand. And then I was searching Tumblr and I saw this article where I think she's like 19-year-old college girl had been caught with, massive amounts of hardcore drugs like cocaine, meth, LSD, ecstasy, and marijuana. And the article called her adorable. They're like, Texas police catch this adorable drug dealer, and it's like, what? I mean, I get it. The girl looked kind of cute, in her photo because she was smiling. But you're really gonna call a drug dealer adorable? And I'm kind of glad there was a backlash, just because that's definitely just white privilege. I mean, there's no way. I mean, I'm around the same age. I'm pretty sure if I got caught with that amount of drugs in my room, there would be nothing adorable about me. They'd probably pull up every type of history they could on me, probably say I came from a bad home or whatever, trying to pull up basically anything negative they could find on me, which is almost nothing, but they would sure try. And I just don't understand how there's such sympathy for some people, but not for others. You know, and of course, I posted on Facebook the article, and someone was like, I feel like it's more sexist than racist, and it is. I mean, well, it's both actually. I mean, if he were a white male, he definitely wouldn't probably be adorable. But at the same time, you know, you would probably get more sympathy as a white male than as a black male. So it's not just sexist, it's also racist. People are so quick to throw the book at African Americans for small amounts of marijuana you know, when the cocaine is used highly in college, people are all about, leniency on the drug war. That's not what. It's a harder drug. Addiction level is way higher. You actually get addicted to that, and you want to call for leniency just because now they're white college students? No, that's not okay. similar to that, I don't understand how there is such an uproar over a literal cup. I mean, literally, a company who's not even a Christmas company decides they don't want to decorate the cup, they just want to have it a blank slate for those who celebrate any type of thing. And people are in uproar saying that, oh, we're gonna go and buy Starbucks and then we're gonna, write Merry Christmas on our cup because we believe that they should celebrate Christmas or promote Christmas when we're a multi religious society, which is weird. But when black students at University of Missouri literally have their lives threatened, they're saying that we're overreacting. They say, oh, they don't know how hard it was back in the 60s. They're just overreacting. They need to just be happy that they don't live in that time. And it's just, I don't understand. Like, I really don't understand how people can just ignore so many societal issues, but then just jump on bandwagons so quickly. And then this past like 2 weeks ago was our homecoming, and I heard that it was like upwards of like 20 something thousand people came to Tuskegee, which those of you who don't know our school size is about 3,000. So that's like it was like at least 7 times the amount of people in this area. And a reporter, I think from Montgomery, decided he wanted to come and write an article about our homecoming. And I happened to read it like the next week. That I didn't even hear about it until later. And he pointed out basically all the negative. Like he was like, oh, they drink and they smoke and they just pass around bottles and they just pass around blunts. They showed up so early for the game. And he just wanted to make it seem like only at an HBCU that you would find this. And the thing about Tuskegee is that again, of like of the population, only about 4,000 were students, and I feel like half the students didn't even go to the game. So what you were seeing was a lot of alumni. Second of all, you make it seem like we're the only college campus that you'll find marijuana and alcohol on. I mean, really? You're telling me that if I go to an Auburn game, I won't see people drinking? Really? I mean, sure, ski people are probably a little more public about it at a game, because they know they're not going to get caught or anything, but I can't imagine. I remember I was talking to my friend about it, and he was like, I went to Auburn Library and overheard conversation, and the guy next to me was literally like, oh, last week when I tried acid, like it was a regular thing. But us people doing marijuana is that okay? And like, he was just completely ridiculous. I mean, I read an article and it was like, white students are more likely to abuse substances than black students. And on top of that, students at HBCUs are even less likely. So it's like, not only is there a study proving you're wrong, but you want to make it seem like black people are the ones basically with these problems. And it's just so ridiculous. And I just don't understand how he could just be so misinformed. Like, and then we have a bunch of chants, and he kept saying how ours were so profane and that they're so unnecessary when their chants literally scream. The other chants that aired on TV screaming like "F you" to different schools, like. And then you wanted to butcher our chants. Like, if you're gonna post them on the internet, at least get them right. It was just the most ridiculous thing I've ever seen. Just disrespectful. I mean, I'm not a fan of being here. I definitely had some issues at Tuskegee, but I would never post stuff like that. Like, yeah, it's just I don't understand. I don't understand how literally police are so quick to literally roll up and just shoot a 12-year-old, but a serial killer can get a bulletproof vest. I don't understand how people can support a flag whose whole basis is on racism. And when the KKK flies the flag, they're like, "Oh, it's not about racism." But the most racist domestic terrorists we have in America are flying that flag. They're also flying Nazi flags. They're neo Nazis, and it's like, but you don't think it's about racism. I don't understand how there have been bombings all over in every country, but we only care about the one in Paris. I don't get how people are so quick to be outraged over a literal styrofoam plastic cup, but don't care about the lives of students at Missouri. I just don't understand.